But that is not the cloth from which he is cut. I mean, that is a dejected...
UFC 286, Usman, Leon Edwards, number 3. But we'll talk about the whole main card. We'll quickly go through all of them.
2 big shots there. Oh! And he puts him out!
God.
Another highlight reel finish for Roman Dolidze.
Marvin, Vettori, and Roman. See, Marvin's still right up the top. Like, let's look at who he's lost to. Izzy and Rob Whittaker. So he's still right up there, you know what I mean? I'm surprised he's so far down on the card, to be honest. The first fight of the card, which is surprising. So Roman, I know a little bit. I know he's a grappler as well. Very, very strong. I remember having a conversation with, meeting him once, and I remember Craig telling me how strong he was. Just he's a good grappler and very, very strong, like freakishly strong. That's going to be pretty interesting. But then you look at the matchup. Is that going to be effective? And with an impressive grappling experience. The only thing is, Marvin Vettori seems like a durable guy, strong, wrestler himself, a gamer. Do I see Roman being able to just manhandle him? That's sort of where I want to go with it. I think that might be a hard task. I think this is definitely a big challenge for Roman.
But I know my grappling's superior. Honestly, man, I think I'm the best in the world.
Big step up in competition, but this ain't no easy fight for Vettori either. I think I'm just going to have to go with Vettori just because of the body work he's done, the experience. He's tough. I think he's going to be durable everywhere, obviously, you know, with the big shots, but not just that. Even in the grappling, I think he's going to be pretty good there. So if I had to lean towards someone, I will lean towards Vettori.
The referee, like, what else do I need to do? That's going to be it. Casey O'Neill still undefeated. Welcome to the octagon.
Jennifer Maia, Casey O'Neill. Shout out to Casey O'Neill. This would be a good one. Obviously, my experience, she's fought she's been up the top for a while. First fight back since the injury. But the thing is with Casey, she's a goer. She trains hard. She's obviously skillful. Again, durable, tough. Her striking's getting much better. She's always been a very good grappler, wrestler. And just when I say a goer, like, she's just full steam ahead and she's good, very technical and very good control. And then now her striking's getting much better as well. So, again, is this a step up in competition? Yeah, probably. But I am going to lean towards Casey O'Neill on this one. But she's undefeated, I think 9-0, which is, again, impressive. And I think she can make it to the top. So how does she get it done? I think she could definitely get the submission. Submission's always going to be a good bet with Casey O'Neill. She'll look for it. The control's really good. Could be a submission or ground and pound. She's got good control. Very good on top. Top heavy, and I think that's how she gets it done.
Right hand!
Barberena's got him! Robbie's on the ropes! That'll do it! Bryan Barberena calls his shot and delivers!
Bryan Barberena and Gunnar Nelson. All right. Gunnar Nelson, stylistically, Gunnar Nelson in his prime would be a nightmare for Barberena. That karate style, he's got good range, and then he's a grappler, which I think would be a very bad matchup for Barberena. But then you look at, Gunnar's not getting any younger. He's definitely on the back end of his career. That's the only reason why I'm like, maybe doubt him. But I still think stylistically, this favours Gunnar Nelson, and I think this is going to be a good fight for him. I think Barberena is very fun to watch. Obviously, he's still got skill, but I think stylistically, this is a bad matchup for him, even at the back end of Gunnar Nelson's career. So I'm going to go with Gunnar Nelson on this one. I think even on the feet, he's going to be too much for Barberena with his range and that karate sort of style. He could definitely get caught, but I think he does that. He fights it well and probably works his grappling and maybe gets a submission. Barberena's tough, so I don't see him finishing him on the feet. So I think he'll grab a hold of him and look for a submission. So it could be an early submission, but I reckon a submission is definitely a go-to for that one. So look up Sportsbet, see what that's paying.
That you just saw Fiziev do.
Oh! Stop!
Oh, my goodness!
Yeah, this one's fun. Rafa and Gaethje, both fun, exciting fighters, both obviously skillful. This, you could look at this as being a step up in competition for Rafa, because Justin Gaethje is obviously highly ranked and dangerous, but has Rafa dealt with bigger problems? Yes, I think so. I think stylistically, when we talk about stylistically, I think this isn't a bad matchup for Rafa. I know Rafa well. He's very good in the pocket as well, very good combos. I can see them both obviously landing some big shots, but who's way more creative in that range? I think it has to be Rafa. And that's saying something. Obviously, Gaethje is a gun, and I'm not disrespecting Gaethje.
I'm the most exciting fighter that's ever stepped in that cage.
Big right from Gaethje.
I know how good and dangerous Gaethje is, but Rafa, I've trained with him. I know how good he is. His scrambling ability, all that type of stuff. Even if Gaethje was to try and shoot, which we know he probably won't, he'd be fine there anyways. I think this is going to be a very fun fight. A big win for Rafa, especially taking out someone like Gaethje, who's only lost to the top guys, and this is a big opportunity for Rafa as well. The thing is about that division is you're getting all these top guys fighting each other, so it's very hard for these up-and-comers like your Rafas and Armands and all that to get in this top 5 because they haven't had a chance to really fight these guys. Now he does. Massive opportunity, massive name for Rafa, and something that I can guarantee you he plans on capitalizing. He's very durable. You know he's going to turn up. He's that type of guy. He's always in shape. I'm going to have to lean towards Rafa on that one for sure. Can I see Rafa finishing Gaethje? Yeah, I definitely can. If Gaethje is going to come in aggressively like he does, we all know that Gaethje is very fun to watch. Even though he's still calculating a lot of things he does, I don't think a lot of that will work, and I feel like Rafa can definitely find some of these holes, and he'll still be in the pocket. Rafa won't be scared to fight in that pocket, which will make Gaethje feel like there's a lot of opportunities. So he will swing, and I feel like Rafa can catch him in that moment. So I'm gonna go with Rafa on that one.
And of all the superlatives, Kamaru Usman with a huge shot!
Now the main event, Usman and Leon Edwards. Man, trilogy. So Leon Edwards obviously lost the first fight. They have this second fight. Obviously, we'll touch on that second fight because a lot of people are going to look at it that, Usman was winning, and then he got the knockout as if the better fighter is still Usman. I totally get that. That's very, that's fair, right? That is fair. He was definitely winning that fight. But then you want to look at a couple of things, right? Supposedly there was altitude. Leon said he felt that. But I mean, that could have been Usman's pressure as well, right? We don't know that. But look at that first round. And let's remember that first round. Leon ends up taking him down and getting on top and winning that round. So you know when Leon's fresh, he can hang with him. You obviously know he can hang with him because he beat him in that first round. So what if that was a factor? This, fighting at altitude and all that type of stuff. He showed you that he can handle Usman when he's fresh. But then you still got this finish that he knows he can do, right? Like Leon knows he can finish him. And let's get deeper into it. Now you got Usman, who's just been knocked out by this guy. You want that win back. Now you're worried about these kicks. You're going to be hesitant. You're going to be hesitant all the time, you know what I mean? And especially when this guy's knocked you clean out. Even if things are going well, you've been there before and you still got knocked out. You're going to be hesitant. You're going to be struggling. He's going to wrestle more. That's what I think. He's going to really want to slow Leon down with the wrestling. I think he's going to have to do that, and I think he will do that. But I mean, the confidence for Leon through the last fight, knowing that he took him down, knowing that he can still beat him, and that he did beat him, the confidence he's going to get from that is going to be incredible. In the gym, trust me, when you're confident, you can go to a whole nother level. You can go to places, and a good example is that submission that I was in with, say, Ortega. After that, obviously I'm not invincible when it comes to submissions, but it took me to a whole nother level when it comes down to submission defense. And he's told himself, I only got a bit tired from the altitude, so he's confident. Going into the gym training room, people are taking down. He's not as hesitant as he is. He's capitalizing. He's seen them coming. He's jamming the hips in. He's sprawling. He's stopping takedowns. He's confident. And that goes a long way. again, usually I would favor the guys, if someone lands a big, people say lucky punch kick, I would usually favor the people that were winning. Usually would. But there was still a couple of things in this situation that shows me that Leon is going to be much better this time. So it's going to be a lot closer fight the whole way through. And now you know that he got the knockout power. I feel like this is going to be a much different fight. Who am I going to lean towards? Man, I'm like 50-50 on this one. I feel like Usman really needs to rely on Leon Edwards tiring. But then he can get caught that whole time. Leon's going to be, make sure he does he's going to make sure he's not going to get tired this time. He's going to be doing the rounds. He's fighting in a home crowd. There's a few things that are going to make this fight totally different. I'm saying totally different even though Leon won. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like the in-betweens, that first round and that knockout, I feel like it's going to be much different. So I'm going to probably lean towards Leon. My pick for this one is going to be Leon. I'm sure it's going to be wild over there. So I'm sure they're going to blow the roof of that place. Let's see if they can outdo Perth Arena. Mate, that's got to be one of the loudest arenas I've ever heard. But London, they know how to put on a show and get some atmosphere at some events. But that's my breakdown for UFC 286. See you later.